getting excited for the trip.
Good morning, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, I'm Clara. If you're not new here, thanks so much for coming back. It is a rainy, dreary day in Charleston, and I think just on the entire East Coast. So I'm having a cozy day, but it has to be a productive day because I'm leaving for a trip on Thursday. I'm leaving for my friend's Vegas Bachelorette. If you know me, it might come as a surprise that I love Vegas as much as I do. I am so excited. I am like the least likely person to like Vegas, considering that I'm a very like homebody. I'm not a very like, go-y out clubby person, but it's just literally it's the air in Vegas. It's the oxygen they're pumping into the air in the casinos. I'm just so excited. As someone that loves online auctions, I also love slot machines. I can't wait. But today's Monday, leave the trip on Thursday. Need to have a very productive day despite this weather and the vibes. Do I want to curl up on the couch with my Kindle? Yes. Do I want to curl up on the couch with my Kindle with Paradise playing in the background? Yes. My new favorite show. I think I'm on like midway through season 2, so it's gonna end soon, but if you missed my last vlog or 2 vlogs ago when I recommended that show, just know that my recommendation is holding true and I love it the more that I watched it. Paradise on Hulu. You should really give it a try. It's like an awkward time because I did have a call this morning that went really long. It's 11:58. I think I need to skip breakfast and go straight into lunch, which I did prep yesterday. I have kind of like a Chipotle situation to pop in the oven and get this heating up. And then I have so many errands to run, but I'm gonna eat first. I've got some lettuce, some guac, some pico, some black beans, some chicken. I don't have a microwave, which comes as a surprise to a lot of people. But when I was designing this kitchen, I just didn't want to make room for a microwave. Like, I need storage. I don't really need a microwave. I don't have kids or anything, so I don't mind taking an extra like 10 minutes to heat something up. And since I use glass containers, I just put the glass containers right in the oven as it's heating up, like as the oven's preheating. I use this little Easy Bake Oven side oven thing that my range has. This is kind of like my reheating situation. Someone asked me on an Instagram Q&A why I don't have a microwave. It's because I would rather have more storage, and this is like a good system for me. The glass container plus like just preheating the oven and hoping for the best. Pressure cooker, 1 part rice, 2 parts water on high. Would help if I put the cover on. That's gonna piss me off. Much better. Perfect every time. Actually, I think I added more water than I needed to, but it'll do. For 3 minutes, it's perfect. And then since that probably took about 6 minutes total, I feel like these are warmed up enough. And that is my answer to the extremely pressing question of how do you heat up food without a microwave? That's how. I thought it was gonna be a chill, easy day to find parking on King Street because of the rain, but apparently everyone is spending their rainy day shopping. I have to run into Brandy Melville to get a tank top to embroider for my friend's bachelorette. If you haven't seen any of my TikTok and Instagram content, I'm a very like creative DIY person by nature. I also love party planning and just Pinterest and aesthetics and all of that, so it should come as no surprise that whenever my friends have any sort of bachelorette, engagement party, birthday party, I mean, heck, if you saw my own birthday party, I just love to do all the little details, the merch, make it feel like a brand trip. Like, that is my love language. It's my passion, really. I'm excited whenever someone asks me if I would be involved. So obviously for this weekend's trip, I have been doing all of the little Cricut crafts. Actually, haven't done those yet. I need to do those tomorrow, but I've done some printables. I did the itineraries. I'm doing some embroidered pillowcases. I'm gonna embroider a tank top, a cute little tank top for her to wear either on like chill lounge days or on like the flight back home. If I had planned far enough ahead, probably would have mailed it to her so she could wear it on the plane. But I never said that I was as proactive. I claimed to be creative and resourceful, but I never claimed to be proactive, which is why I've waited to do all of these DIYs and little projects in the 2 days leading up to the trip. But I will say, yesterday was Sunday, obviously. I had the most productive Sunday reset ever, so I'm actually in a really good spot. Like, I don't have to do any of like the life chores, admin stuff. I can truly just be in DIY mode for the next couple of days, which is so fun. And the house is already clean, so I can, you know, explode with the craft projects like everywhere. But my first stop is Brandy Melville to get just a plain 100% cotton tank top that I can do the embroidery on, because I still need to find that. This is exactly what I need, but I need it in white, or rather I would want it in white, but that could work. Not quite what I was hoping to find or what I walked in there thinking I would find, but dare I say better? I found these white sweatpants, so cute. I actually have these in blue. I wore these on the plane on my last trip. So I got the white sweatpants, and then I wasn't able to find like the white tank that I was envisioning, but I found this white tank with a tiny pink bow. So now I'm at Michael's. Of course, one errand turned into 2 more to try and find some light pink embroidery thread to do the text that I thought on here. that, and then she'll have her own little like bridal set. How cute. So let's hope that they have light pink embroidery thread at Michael's. Now that Joann's like isn't a thing, I feel like Michael's is my best bet for fabric and sewing stuff. I brought the tank in so there's less room for error. Maybe it'll be over here. I also need some cardstock. I would prefer the 110 pound. I need a water and I need caffeine, but I'm not a big Monster gal. I would rather Diet Coke. Couldn't really vlog in the library because my girl Louise was there. She was making quilts, and someone tells me Louise would not have liked it if I whipped out my G7X and started talking to myself, but oh my gosh, when you see what I made. This is the aforementioned tank top. How cute. This is gonna fade away or wash away. This is like wash away stabilizer. Us embroiderers would know that. I know way too much about embroidery. And quite frankly, after learning extremely basic skills on the library embroidery machine, buying all the supplies, spending the time doing it, this might be a one and done type of hobby because I will never bat an eye at the price of embroidered goods ever again. It truly does take forever, and obviously the machines are expensive. Like the Etsy embroidery shops deserve the prices they charge because this is kind of hell, but I persevered and I figured out a way to do it. It says, if lost, please return to Brandon Stinson. Cutie little white tank with the pink writing. I'm definitely stealing this and making a version of this for myself. I have a trip coming up. You'll see all of those crafts and what I have scheming there. But not only did I do the tank top, while I was doing the tank top, I realized that his initials are BS, like bullshit. So I was like, what kind of play on words can I do about like bullshit? And on one of the cheeks of the sweatpants, I did, I'm calling BS. That's clever. That's maybe some of my cleverest work. So I did the sweats, the tank top. There's a couple mistakes along the way, but it all worked out. I did 8 more, I don't know if I even showed these. I did 8 more pillowcases. So I did all of the girls going have a pillowcase with their name on it. I honestly like should have used a black bobbin and just like taken my time with these. Did a better job in general, but it's kind of more for the vibe, you know? So I have 14 pillowcases that I've made. I did the sweats, I did the tank top, I have more like printables and crafts and stuff. I have a lot to do tomorrow, but this feels good to have crossed off my plate. And now I'm at the grocery store to pick up some groceries to make a quick dinner that will be leftovers for tomorrow lunch. I'm just like gonna continuously do that, but I wanted to show you what I was working on with my good friend Louise. When she asked me what I was doing with the tank top, I was like, oh, she's not gonna like this. Like, Louise is not gonna be hip to this. And I told her and she's like, that's funny. One time I made a shirt for my sister that said, I'm a virgin. And then I put on the back, this is a really old t-shirt. And I was like, hey Louise, I might have to steal that one. Nothing like the sound of craft projects in the morning. This one is gonna take a while. I think this might be like an evening while I watch TV type of craft, but I just want to get one done before I have to leave for my workout class. And I think I can. Oh my goodness, look at how cute. It's a little popcorn thing. She wants to do a movie night the first night when like everyone's kind of scattered and getting in at different hours. We're gonna do a movie night in the suite, so I thought these would be fun, and we can just get like a big bag of like Skinny Pop or something like that and fill them up. Okay, but now I have to leave for my workout. My car is becoming a graveyard for these creatine gummies, but I think this is the reason that I'm able to take as many workout classes as I do in a week. I usually do like 5 Pilates, Livery, like solid core body rock style classes, which is actually really intense and really hard to do that many in a week. Granted, I do take my breaks and my modifications, don't get me wrong, like I'm not fully doing the entire class. I definitely take some breathers. I do think that creatine helps with like muscle recovery and soreness and stuff like that. This is the brand that I take just because I was able to get them locally at Target the day that I decided I wanted to start taking creatine, so I've just stuck with these. I like the gummies because I can just pop them in my mouth and like eat them as I drive home from the class. I don't have to remember to like make a drink or do any like mixing and potions and everything as soon as I get home. And if I'm going somewhere after the workout, like if I'm running an errand, I can just make sure to like stay in the routine. So I just keep these in the car. I don't really have a plan of where I'm going to keep these when it actually warms up because they're probably going to melt in the car, but that is a problem for another day. These are the ones that I take. I'll put them in the description box if you want to try them. 5 grams of creatine. I was craving pancakes and I think, yes, perfect. I still have some Kodiak cakes left. I'm in desperate need of a shower, but I was getting a headache from that tight ponytail, so I took the ponytail down, and now of course I look like this. But I've been listening to a new audiobook. I'm not even sure what it's about. It's Margot's Got Money Troubles. It's the voice reading it is Elle Fanning. She's also starring in the like adaptation for some streaming service. I think it might be Hulu. But it was recommended to me on the homepage of Spotify, so I've just been listening to this while I do some chores around the house. Not even sure what it's about. It's like a girl has an OnlyFans, kind of all I've gathered. So I mean, obviously there's like more intricacies to it, but I didn't even read the about section. I've just been listening to it from the start, and I'm on chapter 13 of 27, so I'm like halfway through. Oh, here's what it is. Upcoming Apple TV series. I just figured I'm not one to really like watch what everyone's watching in tandem, you know, like the weekly releases and stuff, but I need to be better about that because it is so fun to just have like a commonality with, you know, the person you're sitting next to at the grocery store. Like, it's just fun to have that like collective social experience of watching a TV show at the same time as everyone. So I figured, why not read this book that's going to be a TV show in the coming months. But on that note, I think I've done all the chores that I have the energy for today. I'm debating if I want to take a piece of Focus chocolate, or I just got this. It has nothing to do with Focus. It's just hydration, a little bit of boost of caffeine. There's like 30 grams of caffeine in this, which is like absolutely nothing for my body, but it has some hydration, which I definitely could use. So let me try this mango green super tea mixed with, oh my gosh, it smells insane. This is kind of giving me the vibes of like a Starbucks refresher. Oh my gosh, this is beautiful. I also got a package of beta blockers. I have friends that swear by beta blockers, and I have the world's largest fear of public speaking. Even like on that St. Bart's Brain trip that I was just on with 12 people, not that many people, like objectively not that big of a group. We had to do an icebreaker at the dinner table, sitting down too, so it's not even like I had to stand up. I've always been terrified of public speaking, and you would have thought that through posting and social media and just like having a following like that would kind of dissipate, but it's not for me. And I got a really once in a lifetime opportunity to go speak at South by Southwest this past weekend. Did you see me do that? No, you didn't, because I'm terrified and I would not have made it on the stage. Like, I would not have made it on the stage. I have such a bad public speaking fear, crippling, like shaking. It's like the epitome of needing beta blockers, because it's not necessarily my mind. Like, I'm confident in what I'm about to say. I'm telling myself I can do it. Like, I'm confident up until I open my mouth, and then like my body betrays me and I start shaking. And then once, you know, you start to have like the physical signs of anxiety around public speaking, then the brain starts to follow, because then you're like, why is this happening? Like, I'm confident, but now am I not confident? Like, if you know, you know. And I have a friend that swears by beta blockers, and I just searched. After I turned down the South by Southwest opportunity, I was like, you know what, enough is enough. This is genuinely starting to impact like business and career opportunities, and I just need to get over it. Like, I just need to find a solution, because I want to be like in those spaces and confidently talking to people and doing icebreakers at dinner without like my voice shaking and like my hands starting to shake. So anyways, I got these beta blockers from a website. I googled how to get beta blockers fast, and in theory, if these had come sooner, it did take like 2 weeks to ship, I would have said yes to that South by Southwest opportunity, but they didn't come. So now I'm just gonna have them on hand. Got them from a company called Kick. It's just one of those like online medicine. I think they only do beta blockers. Mine are extra cool because I was talking to my friend that takes them, and I was asking how they work. Now, obviously you have to go through like an appointment and prescription process and everything, but I was asking my friend, and she was like, the only thing that stinks is you have to take them like 10 minutes before the speaking engagement, or like before you present. So she was like, it's kind of obvious in my business meetings when I'm swallowing a pill like 10 minutes before it's my turn, like it's kind of obvious that I'm taking a beta blocker. Child lock is keeping me out. There we go. This company allows you to get them in the form of mints, which is kind of a more like discreet way to take them. Like, you can just pop them in your mouth 10 minutes before your presentation, and that wouldn't draw as much attention, I don't think. Probably gonna put them in like a cute little mint container. I'm not gonna keep them in this. Smells like spearmint, and there's really no testing them because they're only gonna work to combat the physical signs of, you know, public speaking anxiety, your heart rate rising, everything like that. Like, I can't take them right now and notice a difference because I'm not in that state of mind, in that like state of body. But now I have these on hand, which is a form of proactive self-care, because the fear of public speaking is, I don't wish it on my worst enemy. I really don't. And now I have these in my back pocket. Hopefully they work. But if there's someone else out there that is declining opportunities, and maybe that's what's holding you back from like a presentation at work or a raise at work, or like going up for a promotion or something, maybe try a beta blocker. Coming from someone that's never tried one. but I have a lot of friends that swear by them, and I think it's gonna be life-changing for me. Now let's try some of this little at-home refresher thing. I mean, yeah, that tastes really good. You could tell me this was like one of those Starbucks, like watered down green tea thingies. I really like that. I spent the rest of my afternoon and evening working on finishing up the craft section or portion of The Bachelorette. This might be kind of random in the context of this vlog and my YouTube channel, but I swear I've been talking about it more on other platforms. I'll do like kind of a haul or run through of what I'm contributing in terms of planning and little crafts tomorrow when I pack for it, but it feels really good to have this all done 36 hours before my flight. Usually this would be done 8 hours before my flight, so I think I'm done on the DIY and the crafts. There's like evidence of all of my little scraps. I was working on stuff as I watched Paradise. Because I simply can't have a relaxing day before I leave for a trip. I am at a thrift store right now trying to find some silver bowls and plates and stuff to kind of set out some of the little touches that I got for Francesca's batch, because I think that would be the vibe. But I don't want them to be like too nice. I don't want to use the stuff that like is in my own personal collection, because if it doesn't fit my suitcase on the way back or it gets forgotten or something, I don't want to be like distraught, you know? So I'm at a thrift store. I went to my workout, got another lymphatic drainage massage, but I feel like my body soaked up the oil, which is needed because I was a little sunburnt from last weekend and I don't want it to peel. But I got a massage and now it's time to run a bunch of completely unnecessary errands that are probably going to leave me stressed out at the end of the day. But when will I ever learn? I also have to check the rim of my car because I hit a curb really hard. Oh, perfect. I'll just get this Memorial JFK plate. Call it a day. I love all of these old glasses. Oh my gosh, these are sick. I don't need them, but they're really cool. If I had like a true bar area, those would be sick. I also really like these. I don't know what the heck that is. I found exactly what I needed. I'm just hoping it shines up and cleans up like I think it will. And then I just ran into Ulta really quick to get some makeup stuff. I'm trying to be better with my makeup, especially after Yolanda like went through my entire makeup bag and told me I was using all the wrong stuff for my skin tone. So I just went into Ulta and grabbed a couple things. I'm gonna text her and see if she approves of my stuff. But I got a warm olive undertone foundation from Dior. So I do think that I'm more of like an olive undertone, especially when I have self-tan on, which that will come later today. I got this color corrector thing because she said that I shouldn't be using, even though I love the way it looks. So I'm still gonna break this rule every once in a while. But I usually use like pink color corrector right here. But she said I should actually be using green. So this little thing has green somewhere in it. I got some new sponges. I got a new setting spray. I got a travel body wash. This palette, completely unrelated to Vegas, but I want to try and do some like fun, almost like Zara Larson eyeshadow looks for Coachella. So I got this because that is rapidly approaching and I should be practicing. And then I got a different color, I think I got like a different color bronzer than what I usually use, because Yolanda was saying that I could go even darker with my bronzer. And you know what? That doesn't look that dark. I'm gonna try it out anyway. Now I have to run to CVS, get some more press-on toenails because I have been converted. I still have the ones on from St. Bart's. Those are still very much stuck on, but I do not want to risk waking up in Vegas missing like 3 toenails and then having to swallow my pride and go out like that the next day. So I'm gonna rip these babies off and hopefully apply some new ones if CVS has them. I didn't think to order them online. I ordered these ones from Amazon, so I'm just gonna test my luck with the CVS press-on toenail selection. There's just something about a CVS. Like, what are they pumping into the vents in CVS? That's what we need to be questioning. Forget what they're putting in the vents in the casinos. What are they putting in the vents here? Should I get a fake? Is this fake? Might actually be real. Nose rings? Why are they selling nose rings at CVS? But I could get that and just prank Francesca that I got like my septum pierced. She wouldn't like that. She would not appreciate me pranking her. Danielle though, I might have to prank Danielle with a septum piercing. Target acquired? Now the question is do they sell toenails in store? It doesn't look promising. I do really love the shade of this nail, but I don't want to do that shape. I don't like that. Toes, can I get a toe? Someone give me a toenail. No toenails were found, but sit down, gather around children. I'm going to show you everything that I've made for my friend's bachelorette. I'm a maid of honor by proxy. Fran was going to have 4 maids of honor. I said that was kind of overkill and I didn't need the distinction, nor did I want to give a speech based on what we talked about earlier. So I'm not technically a maid of honor. That is not going to stop me from showing up and showing out for my friends, whether it's a birthday, girls trip, whatever. Like, I love doing stuff like this. If you've seen my birthday trip content, then this is kind of nothing new. If you haven't, then this is going to seem off the deep end. But we'll start off slow with some of the DIYs that I did, specifically Cricut DIYs. I have like a Cricut Cameo machine. I think it's a Cameo 4. Cameo Silhouette, I don't know. Got it on Black Friday a couple years ago, and I actually get like decent use out of it. But I made these vinyl stickers that will go on the mirrors. Fran is involved in a lot of this too. Like, she told me what she wanted to do, like in an ideal world, and I like kind of grabbed crafts and picked the things that I could execute on based on, you know, the fact that I already own the Cricut and whatever. So she wanted to do mirror decals, so I made 7 of these. I think we only need 5, but I wanted there to be extras in case they got messed up during application. But some mirror decals for the rooms. I also used permanent vinyl to make these popcorn bucket things, so that'll be cute with just a bag of like lesser evil. We'll just fill those up for the movie night. I feel like some sort of hangover kit is always part of like a bachelorette like bedspread brand trip situation. So to get kind of creative, I got these silver pillowcases off of Temu, and I had hangover helpers engraved on them, and then there's just some Advil and Tums inside. So I had those made for all the girls. I just thought that was cute, and when I have a vision in my mind, like, I need to see it through. So Francesca kind of knows about those but doesn't like fully know about those. Another thing for all the girls that I just thought was really useful and helpful were these wallets. I got 14 of these like red croc wallets, which I'm really excited about. I feel like these are very chic. I can see people using these in daily life, not just like for a trip. You know, I feel like a lot of bachelorette trips and birthday trips and stuff, it's just like a bunch of junk. It's like a bunch of junk that says like bride, bridesmaid, I don't know, just like random stuff. So when I was thinking of what I could contribute, I was like, I want it to be stuff that people are actually going to be excited to have, and it's like a true gift, and it's not just relevant in the context of the trip. So I thought these were kind of the epitome of that. You can put your room key in this. Actually, the room situation is there's going to be one suite that's kind of a meeting point. Like, obviously Francesca's sleeping in there, but it only sleeps 2 people. So there's going to be a suite that's going to be decorated, like decked out to the nines. That's the meeting point, because there's going to be like a living space, a little kitchenette, whatever. Then there's going to be other rooms that the other people are staying in. But long story long, there's going to be multiple room keys that people need to keep track of. We're going to need to get 14 suite keys so that people can go up in the elevators, because Vegas elevators are just like a nightmare. You have to like scan and get into the right tower and whatever. So suite key, everyone's like individual room key, and then we're jumping ahead to all of the printed stuff that I've done, but good transition. I made these business cards that are cute on one side. I mean, they're cute on both sides. I don't know why this is focusing on me. Look like this on one side, and then let me try and like, and then on the other side, I'm covering up the last 4 digits just for privacy reasons. It has everyone on the trip's name and then the last 4 digits of their phone numbers, and I named it Francesca's Lucky Numbers because this is basically a cheat sheet contact list for everyone in the group chat, because we're all in a group chat together. But if you're like me, I don't save numbers when I'm put in group chats like this. I always say I'm going to, and then when everyone's sending their name, it just gets disorganized and I never do. So now we have a little cheat sheet to go in our little wallet, so that if you have to reach someone that's in a different room or something, you can immediately say, oh, Clara's number ends in blah blah blah, let me reach out to her from the group chat. So kind of just decodes the group chat, and I love the fact that I could call it Francesca's Lucky Numbers. So this will be on the bed with the little lucky number thing. I just think that's so cute, and it serves a purpose with the room keys. I'm just obsessed. Some of my best work. My dream is to host a brand trip. If any brands out there want to let me have their budget and plan a trip, let me know. The next thing that I printed for the rooms are little like do not disturb signs. So it says Francesca's Bachelorette, and then the theme is lucky and love, kind of like Vegas vibes, you know. So it's blank lucky. It says getting lucky or not so lucky. It's kind of like a check mark situation, and then it says do not disturb. So this is the do not disturb side, and then on the come on inside it's lucky blank, and then it's lucky you, lucky me, same format. I don't think people are actually going to put these out in the halls, obviously, but it's just kind of like a cute little like memento, funny little thing to have on the bed. I love that. Next, we have the itineraries, which nothing crazy there, just like the itineraries, and I did these little icons on the back. I also did a little attire like cheat sheet for like different themes and stuff. So it's like for the pole dancing class, that's gonna happen. That'll be interesting. Athletic attire, no shoes or socks during class, but then it turns out you do need to wear socks during the class, and it was cheaper to order a bunch of these heart socks than it was to reprint these. So I bought everyone socks, so I didn't have to reprint these. But just little attire, dress code, like cheat sheet. I just wanted there to be kind of like a stationary situation on the bed. I love that. This is what I was working on last night. It's the Las Vegas sign, but I customized it to say welcome to Francesca's Las Vegas Batch, and then on the back I have a Spotify playlist that people can add to and like listen to while they're pre-gaming and getting ready. And it's gonna be on the bed so everyone can like add their songs, but I also sent the playlist to people ahead of time. I love how these look. These are just like fun little die cut things. So those will go out too. Trying to find a PG scratch off to show you. This one will have to do. These are the scratch offs that I made. I'm so proud of these. I think everyone should do these. I'm gonna do this for so many different scenarios. I am obsessed. So I had her fiance, I had Francesca, although she doesn't know why she was contributing true and false statements, and then I had some of her friends contribute true and false statements, and I made these little sip and scratch icebreaker, like pre-game type of drinking game vibe cards where there's a statement. This statement says Francesca has accidentally sent a spicy text to the wrong person, and then it's true and false. You scratch off the one that you think it is, and underneath it will say like take a sip or you're marked safe or something like that under each one. All you have to do is format, print, and then you can buy these individual stickers on like Amazon. Just look up like scratch off stickers and turn anything and everything into a scratch off. I'm so proud of this. I think everyone needs to do this. If there's a way to patent this, I would. So I have a bunch of those as like an icebreaker, fun pre-game conversation starter thing, and I accidentally printed duplicates of some of the pages. Like this one says Francesca has a boob job. Like there's just like funny things you can do with that. You can make them spicy, you can make them silly, you can make them goofy. I figured true and false was the easiest way to do scratch off, so it's not like multiple choice. Another thing we're doing as a keepsake for Francesca, this is actually on Pinterest as like a guest book thing, but we found a way to kind of twist it into something that I think is going to be cool when it's all said and done. But another girl is going to bring a bunch of like decks of cards, just like regular decks of cards and Sharpies, and we're going to have them like obviously separated out by deck. Maybe we'll get through one or two, who knows. But we're going to put all of the cards in this dish, which is why I was like getting random stuff like this. This is one of the things I found today. And then there's going to be Sharpies next to it and this sign, and it says pick a card, any card, write a funny moment, quote, or memory from the trip on a card to create a keepsake deck for Francesca. So it's just like maybe an inside joke that will come out of the weekend, like a funny word, or like remember the time when like XYZ happens, just like on the deck of cards. Kind of like Vegas adjacent. I don't know, just thought that was kind of a cute keepsake, and it kind of, again, it's like an activity, a little bit of an icebreaker, something to do if we're all just like milling about killing time this week. I also got this at the thrift store while I'm talking about my thrift finds. This is gonna hold the scratch offs. I also did embroider. I'm like, now I have to just rapid fire because I'm taking way too long to show you. I did embroider pillowcases at the library. I did everyone's name. This was something that Francesca wanted to do, and I told her that I could totally execute on it. Embroidered their first names onto white pillowcases, and those will go on like the frontmost pillow, and then on the back pillows, which is what I like to call the sleeping pillows, we got some red satin pillowcases. So it'll be red satin pillowcases in the back, and then everyone's name embroidered on the front ones. And yes, I am crazy, and I did call the hotel and confirm what size pillowcases are on all the beds, because it crossed my mind that maybe they would be king, maybe they'd be queen, maybe they would be standard. Spoiler alert, if you're staying at the MGM Grand, they only have standard size pillows. Who would have thought? Last but not least, I think this is the last but not least, is the little set that I made Francesca. Adorable. Some of my best work. Brandy Melville really came through. I was a little bit sad that I couldn't find a different tank top, but honestly, it worked out so well. So I think that's all. And then other people are bringing other stuff. And then MGM is actually setting up like some decorations and stuff in the room. I think balloons, some signs. I sent them a bunch of the details, but my time has not yet come for my own bachelorette party. So if you've ever wondered what mine might look like, it would probably look a lot like this. I'm this close to becoming an event planner. I love this, but I probably would be in the red because someone would give me their budget, and then I would just like go over and spend my own money because I would want to see things executed and done that they said no to. But that's why I'm not. Charging up my arsenal of tech. I've got my Oura ring, I've got headphones, I've got a new flash that I'm gonna try with like nighttime photography, like flash photography, so that's all stuff for that. I have my daytime camera. I have a G7X for nighttime flash photos if that doesn't turn out. I have my Kindle. I have my Kindle page turner. I have a different phone case than the case currently on my phone. This is my phone case that I have the Octobuddy on. This is my phone case that's MagSafe, so I'll put this one on at night or like whenever I think I might need a portable charger, which I need to charge. Computer, obviously. Then in this thing I have some corded headphones, I have camera chargers, I have some earbuds, I have a USB-C cord, I have a flash, and last but not least I have the world's smallest Game of Uno. Never thought I was gonna be someone that had this much tech and camera stuff, but unfortunately, that's how you get the good pictures. And I've got all sorts of stuff happening in this suitcase. This was not gonna be an aesthetic pack with me, so I just kind of skipped it because this is definitely just like a throw everything in the suitcase and worry about it later. But one thing that I am bringing that I think is like a really underrated thing to travel with is this, I don't even know what you would call this, like outlet insert, so that you can turn one outlet into 3 and then 2 USB plugs. Great if you have all of that camera equipment and you need to charge multiple things at once, or if you're sharing a room with like multiple girls and you're gonna need like phone chargers and there's just gonna be like a lack of outlets. Kind of an over-the-top thing to pack, but also really useful. Finish up the last of the stuff that I had to prep and clean and pack last night. Woke up early and now I'm in full Vegas mode. I'm wearing this red set that, yes, I bought specifically for this airport occasion. Curled my hair and did a little bit of makeup so I can just hit the ground running. I would love to promise you a Vegas vlog, but I don't know if it's gonna happen. I would love for it to happen, but that's just Francesca's call and like the vibes of the trip. I don't want to have my camera out or like have to remember to bring my camera out, quite frankly. So fingers crossed there's some sort of Vegas documentation. There definitely will be on TikTok and Instagram, so go follow me there. Thanks so much for watching today's video and I will see you in the next one.